Scorpio, August the 13th, 2026. Listen to me very carefully right now, because what the universe is handing you today is not small. The title you saw was not clickbait, it was a signal, a doctor, not of flesh and bone, but of cosmic design, has looked into the deepest wound you have been carrying in silence, and what was discovered there is not sickness. It is a miracle, a freeing, a complete and total release from something that has been quietly draining your spirit for months, maybe even years. And here is the twist that will make your chest tighten. You were never the one who was broken. You were the one holding the cure the entire time, and today, the veil lifts. Before I go deeper into exactly what is being healed and how this freedom unfolds for you specifically, I need you to do one small thing for me. Drop a comment below and tell me where in the world you are listening to this right now. Just the city, just the country. Let me feel your presence. And if this message is already stirring something in your chest, tap that like button so the universe knows you are ready to receive. Your lucky numbers for today, Scorpio, are 7, 13, 29, and 44. Hold them gently in your mind. Write them down if you feel called. Let them sit in your peripheral vision throughout the day, on a receipt, on a clock, on a phone number that catches your eye. These are not random. These are coordinates. The universe is speaking in digits today. And when you see them appear, know that you are being guided, that the path beneath your feet is solid even when it feels uncertain. And your lucky color today is deep emerald green. Not the bright, cheerful green of spring. No, the deep, ancient, forest floor green of something that has grown in darkness and still reached toward the light. Wear it, visualize it. Let it wash over your mind's eye when you feel doubt creeping in at the edges. Emerald green is the color of the heart chakra, unlocking after a long, long winter. And Scorpio, your heart has been in winter for far too long. Now, breathe with me, settle your shoulders, unclench your jaw, because what I am about to tell you is going to ask something of your body, and I need you to be soft for it, Scorpio. There has been a waiting. You know the waiting I am speaking of. The kind where you check your phone and there is nothing. The kind where you send your energy, your effort, your love, your work out into the world, and the silence that comes back is so loud it rings in your ears. You have been waiting for an answer, for a resolution, for a door to open, for a person to call, for a situation to finally shift. And in that waiting, something else crept inches doubt. Quiet, poisonous doubt. The kind that whispers at 2 in the morning and says, maybe this is just how it is. Maybe nothing changes. Maybe you are meant to carry this weight indefinitely. I need you to hear me when I say this. That voice is a liar. That voice is the echo of an old wound speaking, not the truth of your destiny. And the reason I can say that with such certainty is because the cards, the archetypes, the cosmic architecture of this day, they are all pointing in one direction: freedom. Release, the doctor has made the discovery. The diagnosis is not terminal. The diagnosis is transformation. And transformation, Scorpio, is not the end of you, it is the beginning of the you that was always supposed to emerge on the other side of this painches. There is something deeper here, though, something I must say gently. The healing that is arriving does not arrive like thunderclap. It does not arrive with fireworks and trumpets. It arrives like the first warm morning after a brutal winter. You almost do not notice it at first. You think, perhaps today will be the same. And then you realize your chest feels lighter. You realize the thought that used to spiral you into 3 hours of overthinking simply passed through you, you let it go. And you did not even know you let it go until it was already gone. That is the miracle. That is the medicine. It is free. It costs you nothing except your willingness to believe that you deserve relief. The Tower card appears in the energy surrounding you today, but do not fear it. The Tower is not destruction for its own sake. The Tower is the universe saying, I will not let you live in a structure that is killing you slowly when I can crack it open and let the sunlight pour inches. Something in your life, a belief, pattern, relationship dynamic, financial arrangement, a story you have been telling yourself about who you are and what you deserve, is cracking open, and the cracking feels like breaking. I know it feels like breaking, but it is not, it is hatching. You are the thing inside the shell, and the shell was never your home, it was your incubator, and the incubation is complete. Now, gentle note of guidance before we move forward. This reading is a general forecast. It is a channel of energy, broad current. You are a unique soul with your own chart, your own history, your own sacred timing. So take what resonates. Take what makes your chest expand, what makes your eyes sting with recognition, and release the rest. Let the rest float past you like leaves on a river. You do not owe every word your belief, you owe only yourself your own truth. Filter this through your intuition. Your intuition is the real doctor here. I am merely the messenger. And there is so much more coming in this reading, Scorpio. I will be speaking to your love life, for those in partnership and for those walking alone. I will speak to your finances, your career, your body, your family, your energy, your focus if you are a student navigating exams or learning. I will reveal the three signs that are cosmically aligned with you right now, the ones whose energy will feel like medicine to your spirit. So stay with me. Do not click away. The deepest part of this healing message is still unfolding, and I would not want you to miss the specific word that the universe is trying to hand you. But before we go deeper, if this message has already touched something tender in you, if you felt seen in the last few minutes, I am asking you softly, tap the like button, subscribe if you have not already, it costs you nothing, and it tells the algorithm, it tells the universe, that this channel is a safe harbor for seekers like you. And if someone in your life, a Scorpio you love, needs to hear this today, share it with them. Be the bridge, be the hand that reaches out. There is something the universe is also showing me about your mindset right now, and I want to address it before we move into the specific areas of your life. You have been measuring your worth by your productivity, by your output, by how much you can endure without complaining, without crumbling, without asking for help. And Scorpio, I need you to hear this with every cell in your body. Your worth is not a transaction. You do not earn the right to rest. You do not earn the right to heal. You do not earn the right to be loved gently. It is yours. It was yours before you did a single thing. It was yours before you proved yourself to anyone. You are worthy in the waiting. You are worthy in the not yet. You are worthy in the silence between the chapters of your life. And the miracle that is being revealed to you today is simply this: you were never the problem. The situation was never a punishment. It was a preparation, and the preparation is ending. And now, Scorpio, I want you to imagine something with me. Close your eyes for just a moment if you can. Imagine you are sitting across from someone who has known you longer than you have known yourself. Someone who has watched you from before this lifetime. And they are laying cards down on a velvet cloth, one by one, and each card is a diagnosis. Not of illness, of truth, of what has been hidden, of what is ready to be seen. And the first card they turn over, the one that lands face up with a soft, decisive whisper, is the star. The star, Scorpio. Do you feel what that means? After the tower cracks, after the lightning splits the sky and the old structure falls, what appears in the darkness is not another storm. It is a single, steady, quiet light. The star is the card of healing that comes when you have stopped fighting, when you have finally set down the armor, when you have whispered into the void, "I cannot do this anymore." And the void whispers back, "You do not have to. You never did." The star is telling you that the medical miracle the universe discovered inside you is simply your own capacity to heal. It was always there, buried under years of vigilance, under years of being the strong one, under years of swallowing your grief so that everyone else could feel safe. But it is there. And today, the cosmic doctor is handing it back to you and saying, "Here, this belongs to you. You do not need to earn it. You do not need to be sicker before you are allowed to take it." There is something deeper here, though, because the next card that appears is the High Priestess, and she is sitting behind a veil, and she is asking you a question that might make your breath catch. She is asking, what do you already know, Scorpio, that you have been pretending not to know? What truth about your situation, about a person, about a decision you need to make, has been sitting in your gut for weeks, maybe months, and you have been talking yourself out of it because the truth would require you to change? The High Priestess is not scolding you. She is not disappointed. She is simply pulling back the veil and saying, "Look, you already have the answer. You have had it. The waiting was never for the answer to arrive. The waiting was for you to be brave enough to act on the answer you already held. And that bravery, that is what is arriving now. That is the freedom. Not a new piece of information. Not a new event. Just your own permission to trust what you already feel. And here is where the emotional turn comes, Scorpio, because I need you to brace gently for this. The next card is the Ace of Cups, and it is overflowing. It is pouring water over the edges, spilling onto the table, and the water is not wasted. The water is your grief finally being allowed to flow. And I know you have been holding it. I know you have been so composed, so controlled, so fiercely in command of your emotional landscape, that even you forgot there was a flood waiting behind the dam. The Ace of Cups is saying, let it spill. Cry if you need to cry. Grieve the version of the situation you thought you would have. Grieve the timeline that did not happen. Grieve the words that were never said to you. Let it pour out of you. Because the cup cannot be refilled with new wine until the old wine is poured out. And what is being poured into you next, Scorpio, is so much sweeter, so much more aligned, so much more like the life your soul actually signed up for. The universe is also showing me the world card in the final position of this spread, and I want you to really let this land. The world is the last card in the major arcana. It is completion. It is the exhale after a lifetime of holding your breath. It is the moment the doctor says, "You are cleared, you are free to go, you are no longer under observation." The cycle is finished. And for Scorpio, who has been in a cycle, maybe a cycle of self-doubt, maybe a cycle of a relationship that kept almost working but never quite did, maybe a cycle of financial pressure that kept you in survival mode, maybe a cycle of waiting for permission to begin your own life. That cycle is ending. Not next month, not next year. Now, in this window, in this August. The world is closing the book and the next page is blank. And the blankness is not terrifying. The blankness is freedom. The blankness is the first morning of the rest of your actual life, and I want to say something tender here, because I feel some of you resisting this. Some of you hearing the word freedom and feeling panic instead of relief. Because when you have been in the cage for so long, the open sky feels dangerous. Because when you have been in survival mode for so long, peace feels unfamiliar, and the unfamiliar feels like a threat. If that is you, if your body is tensing even as your spirit is saying yes, I want you to know that is normal. That is the nervous system adjusting to a new reality. You do not have to feel grateful immediately. You do not have to feel joyful immediately. You are allowed to feel strange. You are allowed to feel suspicious of the good thing. The freedom is still yours even if you approach it slowly. Even if you test the open door 3 times before you walk through it, go at your pace. The miracle is not going anywhere. It is patient. It has waited this long. It will wait for you to be ready. And the cosmic doctor, the one who made this discovery, is not rushing you either. They are simply holding the chart, holding the truth, holding the light up and saying, whenever you are ready, the door is unlocked. It has been unlocked. You simply did not know you were allowed to turn the handle. But you are. You have always been allowed. And today, August the 13th, 2026, the permission is being stamped. The release is being signed. The discharge papers are in your hands. And all you have to do is stand up and walk and breathe the outside air for the first time in a very, very long while. You are not sick, Scorpio. You were never sick. You were healing in the dark, and no one could see the work you were doing. And that made you feel invisible, and that made you feel forgotten. But you were not forgotten. You were being prepared, and the preparation is complete. Let us move into your body now, Scorpio. Because the miracle the universe is revealing today does not only live in your mind or your spirit, it lives in your muscles. It lives in the architecture of your physical form. And I need you to listen to this part with your hands resting gently on your lap, your shoulders dropping away from your ears. Because what I am about to say is going to ask your body to do something it has been resisting for a very long time. Let go. You have been carrying tension in your shoulders and your jaw, not the small, everyday kind. Not the kind that a hot shower fixes or a night of good sleep dissolves. No, this is the deep, layered, sedimented tension of someone who has been bracing. Bracing for bad news, bracing for disappointment, bracing for the other shoe to drop. Your body has been in a state of low-grade emergency for weeks, maybe months, and it has become so familiar that you forgot it was not your resting state. You forgot what it felt like to have a soft jaw, to have shoulders that sat down instead of hovering near your ears. The medical miracle here, Scorpio, is the permission to unbrace. The cosmic doctor is saying, the emergency is over, you can stand down. You can put the armor on the ground. And as you do, you will feel something release in your upper back, in the base of your skull, in the muscles around your eyes that you did not even know was clenched. That release is the healing. That release is the freedom. Do not rush it, let it move through you in slow waves. Drink water today, stretch gently. Press your palms flat against a wall and feel the solidness of it. You are safe in your body again. You are not under siege. The siege is ending. There is something deeper here about your work, your career, the way you show up in the professional world. And I feel some of you tensing again at the mention of it, because the workplace has been a site of quiet suffering for you, not dramatic suffering. Not a screaming match, not a public humiliation, no. The quieter kind, the kind where your effort goes unnoticed. The kind where you pour excellence into your role and it is absorbed into silence. The kind where you have been waiting for recognition, for a promotion, for a conversation, for someone to look at your body of work and say, yes, this one is ready, this one deserves more. And the waiting has made you question yourself, made you wonder if you were deluding yourself, made you wonder if perhaps you were not as capable, not as worthy of advancement as you believed. I need to correct that story right now. The universe is showing me very clearly that the recognition is not absent, it is delayed. There is a distinction, and the distinction matters. Delayed means it is in transit. Delayed means it is being prepared, being formatted, being approved by someone who needs to sign off before it reaches you. The cosmic doctor has reviewed your file, Scorpio, and the verdict is clear. You are ready. You have been ready. The delay was never a reflection of your inadequacy. It was bureaucracy. It was timing. It was the machinery of the world being slow where your spirit was fast, and the machinery is catching up now. In the coming days, in the coming weeks, expect a conversation, expect an email, expect a shift in the way someone in authority speaks to you. The tone will change, the energy will change. You will feel seen in a professional context in a way that makes your chest ache with relief. Hold steady. Do not send the desperate email. Do not shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You have done the work, the receipt is being printed. And now, finances, money, the thing that keeps so many of you awake at 3 in the morning, running numbers, calculating, subtracting, wondering if there is enough, wondering if the ground will hold. I feel the weight of it in the reading. I feel how it has pressed on your chest like a hand, the money pressure, the sense that you are always one unexpected expense away from crisis, the sense that you are working harder and the numbers still do not breathe, still do not give you the margin you need to feel human. But here is what the cards are showing. The Ace of Pentacles. A seed of material relief being pressed into your palm. And it is not a lottery winches, it is not a fantasy. It is something specific. A refund you did not expect. A payment that was overdue finally clearing. A small opportunity that brings income you did not budget for. A conversation about money that goes better than you feared. The pressure is not vanishing overnight. I will not lie to you, but it is easing. The vice is loosening by one turn, and then another, and you will feel it. You will feel the first morning where you check your account and your stomach does not clench. That morning is coming. The cosmic doctor has prescribed relief, and the pharmacy is filling the order. You do not need to force it. You do not need to hustle harder to deserve it. It is arriving because you have endured enough. Because the season of scarcity was a season, not a sentence, and the season is turning. The universe is also showing me that part of this financial healing is mental. It is the story you tell yourself about money, the belief that you are bad with it, the belief that abundance is for other people, people who are less complicated, less intense, less deeply feeling than you. Let that belief dissolve today. You are allowed to receive. You are allowed to have more than enough. You are allowed to want comfort without guilt. The emerald green energy of your lucky color today is the color of the heart, saying yes to prosperity without flinching. Breathe into that, let it be easy. Let it be soft. Let the money come without a fight. You are not being punished, Scorpio. You were never being punished. You were being emptied so that what fills you next is not the same old recycled scarcity. It is new, it is clean, it is yours. And now we come to the tenderest part of this reading, Scorpio, the part where the armor comes off completely. The part where I speak to your heart, not your strategy, not your survival instinct, your heart. The one you have been protecting so fiercely that sometimes you forget it is still beating in there. Still hoping. Still reaching. Even when your hands are in your pockets and your face is composed and your voice says, I am fine. I do not need anyone. I have built a life that does not require another person to complete it. You have. You truly have, and that is beautiful. But the heart does not care about your independence. The heart wants what it wants. And today, the universe is speaking directly to it. For those of you in partnership, in a relationship, in a bond that has weathered storms and silence, and the slow erosion of unspoken things, there is a conversation coming. And I know you are tired of conversations. I know you are tired of saying the same thing in different words and watching it dissolve into the air without landing. I know you have started to believe that some doors once closed stay closed, that some understandings, once missed, are missed forever. But the cards are showing me the Two of Cups, and it is not a new love, it is the same love. Seen clearly for the first time, it is the same person. but with the veil of resentment lifted just enough for you to see them as they are, not as your wound has painted them. And they see you, truly, for the first time in a long while. There is a moment where neither of you is defending, neither of you is performing, and in that naked, quiet moment, door that you both believed was sealed shut cracks open, not with force, with whisper, with someone saying, I am sorry, or someone saying, I was scared, or someone simply reaching across the table and taking your hand and not letting go. The healing conversation is not a grand speech. It is a small, brave sentence spoken into the space between two people who chose to stay. And Scorpio, you stayed. You stayed when it would have been easier to walk, and that staying is being honored now. The miracle is not a new love. The miracle is the old love resurrected, cleaned, made new by the simple act of honesty. There is something deeper here for those of you who are single, who are walking this road alone and have made peace with it mostly, but still feel the ache on certain nights. On the nights when you see two people laughing in a CAF and something in your chest pulls, the universe is not punishing your solitude. I need you to hear that. You are not being overlooked. You are not the one the cosmos forgot to write a love story for. What is happening is preparation. The high priestess energy that surrounds you right now is saying, you are being made ready. You are being emptied of the old patterns, the old attractions, the old belief that love must hurt to be real, that love must be earned through suffering, that you must be smaller, quieter, less intense to be lovable. You do not. You never did. And the person who is moving toward your orbit, or the person who is already at the edges of it, will not love a diminished version of you. They will love the full, deep, oceanic, overwhelming Scorpio that you are. But first, you must stop hiding from yourself. The singles reading today says this. The love you are waiting for is waiting for you to stop performing strength and start practicing softness. Softness is not weakness. Softness is the door left unlocked, and someone is walking toward that door. They are close. Closer than you think, and family? Oh, Scorpio, family. The complicated, layered, ancient web of people who knew you before you knew yourself. The ones whose voices still live in your head, even when you have moved cities, even when you have built a life that looks nothing like the one they imagined for you. There is a tension there, a silence, a thing that was said, or a thing that was not said, that sits between you and a family member like a stone in a shoe. Small enough to ignore, present enough to change the way you walk. The cards show me an olive branch, an unexpected message, a phone call that comes out of nowhere, or a text that arrives on an ordinary Tuesday and says something you did not expect. Not a grand apology, maybe not even the words you wanted to hear, but an acknowledgement, a softening, a crack in the pride that kept them silent, and you will have a choice in that moment. You can receive it or you can hold the door shut. And I am not going to tell you which to choose because your boundaries are sacred and no one, not even the universe, gets to override them. But I will say this, if you choose to open the door, even just a few inches, even just enough to say, I hear you, I acknowledge this, and then close it again if you need to, that small act will release something in your chest that you have been carrying for years. The family wound is old, but the healing of it does not require grand reunion. Sometimes it requires only a single breath, shared between two people who were once at war, that says, we can stop now. We can stop. The universe is also showing me your energy today, and I want to name it gently. You are tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes. The soul tired. The tired of being the one who feels everything at full volume while everyone else seems to be moving through the world on mute. The tired of being the healer, the fixer, the one who holds the emotional architecture of every room you walk into. And today, the shift begins. It is subtle. You will notice it as a quiet power settling into your bones, not the loud performative power of having it all together, no. The quiet power of someone who has been through the fire and walked out the other side carrying their own ashes like sacred dust. You will feel calmer. Not because the chaos outside you has stopped, but because the chaos inside you has settled. The storm has moved on, and in its wake, stillness, a deep green emerald stillness. And in that stillness, you will remember who you are when you are not surviving. You will remember what you actually want, not what is expected, not what is safe, what sets your soul on fire. And that remembering Scorpio, that is the freedom, that is the miracle, that is the doctor saying you are discharged, go live. And for those of you who are students, who are in a season of intense learning, of studying, of trying to pass an exam or master a new skill, I need to speak directly to the fatigue in your mind. You have been experiencing profound brain fog. A sense that no matter how many hours you sit at the desk, the information is just sliding off the surface of your consciousness. You have been doubting your intellect. You have been looking at your peers who seem to absorb things so effortlessly and wondering what is wrong with you. Why is it so hard? Why do you have to read the same page 4 times just to grasp the core concept? Scorpio, the medical miracle of the mind that the universe is revealing to you today is this. There is nothing wrong with your brain. You do not have a deficit of intelligence. You have a surplus of depth. You do not learn linearly. You learn oceanically. You cannot just memorize a fact. Your soul demands to understand the history of the fact, the emotional weight of the fact, the hidden connections beneath the fact. And in a world that rewards shallow, fast skimming, your deep, slow diving has felt like a disadvantage. But the fog is lifting today. The cosmic doctor is adjusting your prescription. You are going to experience sudden piercing clarity. A moment where the complex web of information suddenly snaps into a beautiful cohesive geometry. Trust your unique way of processing. When the exam comes or the project is due, you will not just pass, you will astound them. Because you do not just know the material, you have metabolized it. It is a part of you now. There is something deeper here about the people around you and the energy you are allowing into your healing space. Because as you step out of this long, dark corridor of waiting and doubting, you need to know who is standing in the sunlight with you. The universe is highlighting 3 specific zodiac energies right now that are acting as medicine for your spirit. The first is Taurus. Taurus is the anchor. When your Scorpio waters get too turbulent, too emotional, too swept up in the undercurrents of what ifs and worst case scenarios, the Taurus energy in your life, or the Taurus energy you need to cultivate within yourself says, feel the ground beneath your feet. Drink this water. Eat this meal. Rest your body. They are the ones who remind you that you are a physical being who deserves physical comfort, not just a spiritual being fighting invisible battles. The second sign is Cancer. Cancer is the mirror. They are the ones who can sit in silence with you and completely understand the shape of your grief without you having to speak a single word. They do not try to fix you. They do not offer toxic positivity. They simply offer a soft place to land. If you have a Cancer in your life, let them love you right now. Let them hold the emotional architecture while you rest. And the third sign is Capricorn. Capricorn is the builder. As you experience this profound internal freedom, this release from the old cages, Capricorn is the energy that helps you build a fortress around your new peace. They are the ones who will help you set the boundary, sign the contract, and structure your life so that the chaos cannot easily return. Lean into these 3 energies. Let them be the triad of support that holds you as you heal. The universe is also showing me the final image of this reading, and it is the most beautiful one yet. I see you walking out of the heavy, sterile doors of the cosmic hospital. The air outside is crisp. It is August, but there is a cool, gentle breeze. The sun is hitting your face, and for the first time in what feels like a lifetime, you are not squinting against the glare. You are absorbing it. You are letting it warm the places inside you that have been cold for so long. You look down at your hands, and they are empty. You are not carrying the baggage of the past. You are not carrying the anxiety of the future. You are just holding your own life gently, like a fragile, precious bird, and you realize with a breath that fills your lungs all the way to the very bottom that you are free. The waiting is over. The diagnosis was a blessing in disguise. The breaking was actually a hatching. And the life that is waiting for you on the other side of this door is so much more magnificent than the one you were clinging to inside the cage. Thank you, Scorpio. Thank you for sitting with me today. Thank you for your bravery, for your willingness to look at the hard things, and for your enduring, beautiful, relentless heart. Please remember that this reading is a channel of guidance, map of the energetic weather, but it is not absolute fate. You are the co-creator of your reality. You hold the pen, so take what resonates deeply with your spirit, let it take root in your soul, and gently release whatever does not serve your highest good. If this message brought you comfort, if it made you feel seen and understood, please leave a like on this video. It helps this message find other Scorpios who are sitting in the dark, waiting for their own miracle. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you never miss your daily guidance. Come back tomorrow, because the universe has a new message for you, and I will be right here waiting to translate it. I send you my deepest blessings. I send you absolute clarity. I send you unshakable strength, and most importantly, I send you the profound, quiet knowing that you are healed, you are whole, and you are so deeply loved. Walk in your freedom today, Scorpio. You have earned it.